Hey everybody! Hello and welcome back to DETV. We're back! I forgot why we weren't here last week, but it's probably because life is chaos. So, welcome back. Thanks for joining. Hello everybody in the chat. Today we have almost nothing to talk about because life is chaos. So, we will talk about the newsletter that went out yesterday, but a lot of you actually got the news on Sunday, because the news is that we were able to drop back down our subscription box prices. Yay! And part of that was introducing brand new 7-piece subscription box. It's $9.99. You can get dice monthly. It's the standard dice that we talked about 2 shows ago. 7-piece set. Lots of cool colors and styles. I've got a few here, although you guys probably remember it from last episode. But yeah, lots of goodies. We're going to do our best to make the 7-piece sub box in theme with the metal and the 10. We usually try to keep the 10 and the metal in like a similar vibe or theme each month. And then even like if, because sometimes, like for example, we design from like scratch a lot of our metal dice, especially this year, which is great. We have a lot of original metal dice sets this year, but sometimes that means like the length that it took to get them made or whatever will like align differently than what we planned for in the beginning of the year as far as like what 10-piece set it matches. So sometimes Maria, bless her heart, has to get very creative about how to like make it similar themed. But we got really lucky like most of the months this year. So we're going to keep that train going with the 7-piece sets. We will try to have them either matching color or vibe or effect, etc., etc. So very excited to have that now. It's a cheaper option for those of us who can't afford the 10-piece or the metal, but still want monthly dice, which, who doesn't want monthly dice? So that's now available on our site. It's $9.99, like I said. And we were able to bring down the 10-piece sub box back down to $16.99. The metal monthly down to $39.99. So that big scary jump that we had 2 months ago because of the whole tariff situation is mitigated a little bit, which is nice. We also brought back all 3 of those boxes as 1-year prepaid options. So even though we can't guarantee that the next 12 months are going to be steady economy-wise, we are going ahead and allowing our subscribers to get the steady price of what they're at now for a prepaid year-long. And actually the prepaid year-longs, however, we work out the prices on those so that if you sign up for 12 months, you basically pay for 11 months. So it's kind of like getting a month free. So I guess that's it, really. Like, that's really it. I don't have a lot to talk about. This is a great opportunity to ask me any questions you might have about how it's going or what's coming up or existing stuff or anything, because I literally don't have much. I did get to go. Marie and I actually both got to go to the Dimension 20 live show at the Hollywood Bowl on Sunday evening. Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. And that was crazy. I have not watched the Dimension 20 show like religiously before, so I wasn't familiar with the characters. But basically, it was like it's an actual play that you can watch online, and they had like sort of like a one-ish off, although I think the things that happened are going to stick in the canon of the storyline. They had this like sort of one-off, heavy on combat, heavy on ridiculousness, battle at the bowl, or Chungle in the Jungle is what they called it. It was so much fun. Rivers, it was great. Like I said, I'm not even a follower, a fan or whatever, but it was hilarious. I was crying, laughing. I was all the way up in the the last seat, like the very, very, very back. Because the ticket that I went on was a raffle prize that Maria actually got. And then she, being an actual fan and actually caring about the show, had literally good seats. So we actually didn't get to see each other because I walked all the way up to the back and I was like, I'm not not doing this trek again to come back to my seat to go see Maria. So I just texted her and was like, thanks. But it was awesome. It was awesome from both seats. They have screens and everything so you can see and follow along. And yeah, it was just like so yeah, heavy on ridiculousness. It is always the vibe. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. I think they're going to release it, like they were recording it as they were doing it. I think they're going to release it. I don't know when, actually. But if you get a chance to see it, I think they called it is Chungle in the Jungle or Rumble in the Chungle. I'm not sure, but they'll release it wherever they do their shows. It's Dimension 20, in case you're not familiar. And it's great. It was really great. Got to talk to a few people, handed out a few free sets of dice. So it was fun. That's always fun. Yeah, I will definitely prioritize going to more of those things in the future. I'm not really a big actual play watcher so far, although I have been tuning into the new Critical Role Umbra, Age of Umbra series that's been going on, which is also awesome, and I definitely highly recommend. But yeah, I'm stoked. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about? Standard 7-piece sets, like I feel like we went over that a lot last time, but we're really happy to be doing those monthly now. Mr. Ghost asks, how are the cats? The cats are currently outside of the room. I was actually going to have them in here because I was like, oh, that might be something fun to do. And then about 2 minutes before we started the stream, they started fighting and screaming at each other. And I was like, you know what? We don't need this. So they were banished, yes. But they're doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. Announcement wise, I guess just in general, I just to say it again, I guess we have been able to come back down. Maria and I spent I don't know, it was 3 solid hours combing through all of the products we have on our site and making sure that we're coming back down on prices where we can. So that was fun. And so we have, which is nice. So if you haven't been to the site in a minute, you'll see more familiar pricing. Anything fun coming for drops? Okay, so I next Tuesday, we will be talking about a brand new 10-piece set that will be dropping. It's from an old subscription box. Actually, was it the first one of this year? I think it might have been. And I have to come up every week with something to do on the newsletter, and I try to keep it D&D and fun as much as I can, but one, that takes a lot of effort from me, and then also sometimes we've had a lot of important businessy stuff to talk about that I've had to talk about instead. So I'm excited next week to finally be getting back into fun D&D stuff. And the set, I don't have it out with me right now, but it's called Shape Water. And the only thing I can think about when I think about the name Shape Water, what can I do with this D&D wise, is statting out a bloodbending avatar character from the show Avatar. And then it just so happens that I think it's Beetle and Grimm's has been posting a lot of Avatar stuff. I haven't really been paying attention, so I think it's maybe a new product they're releasing, or maybe they did a D&D Avatar tie-in thing. But that pretty much, when I ran across that post today on Instagram, I was like, all right, that settles it. We're doing bloodbending. We're going to talk about statting that out. I'm not sure if it'll be a spell or an NPC character, but I'm pretty sure that's when it's going to happen. So if you have any ideas for that and you want to pitch in creatively, feel free to email me and I'll try to incorporate it. BB Dub asks, on subscriptions, have you considered doing shorter prepaid time sets, 3 or 6 months? Yes, BB Dub, and the answer is the system that we use to manage our subscriptions is an app called Recharge. I think it's pretty familiar and popular for e-commerce stores. And I don't know all the details, but I do know that the subscription length situation starts to get very complicated. And Ian, right now, he's our subscription master, basically. He's knee deep in figuring out a separate issue for subscriptions because we've been making a lot of changes lately. And that is definitely on the list for something to consider in the future. I think it literally is technology stuff. We've been talking to the people who run Recharge and having to ask them to adjust things to make it make more sense for us, which is cool because that's awesome. But it's also time consuming, and we have to A/B test stuff and that kind of stuff. So I hate to like brush it off and say, oh, it's all very technical, but the truth is just I don't understand. So it's definitely on our radar for something we want to bring into the fold, and whether or not we'll be able to is to be determined. So yeah, there's no other reason for us not to, like, you know, logistically and stuff. We just have to like get it working. So yeah, so hopefully, and I mean, like, you know, the great thing about technology is you can get it working. So we just have to get there. I think I skipped over Farrankun. Farrankun, do mystery sets have actual names? Mystery sets sometimes have actual names because sometimes our mystery sets are fulfilled with sets that we've released, either in the sub box or they're like old sets that were released, but then we needed some stock to bring back for mystery, and we're like, oh, we have a whole bunch of this extra set that we sold 3 years ago that isn't on the site, and that'll make its way in. There'll be, oh, we ordered like way more 10-piece sets than we thought we would need like 2 months ago when we were flush with cash, although that hasn't happened in like a year. But sometimes that happens, and then we're like, all right, let's put a bunch of those into mystery. So sometimes they have names, sometimes they don't. Sometimes we get prototypes, we get samples from manufacturers, we get stuff that we like thought we wanted, but then when it showed up, we were like, oh, this doesn't really fit the vibe that we were going for, so that goes into a mystery set. Sometimes, I don't know, there are other reasons. So all of that stuff doesn't get named because it never has to, because it never has to have copy on our site or on a sub box or anything like that. But if you email, we have done this before, if you email and are like, oh man, I got this mystery set and I love it, it's my favorite set ever, I just wish I had an official Dice Envy name, I'm positive that Maria or I or Dylan or whoever's feeling it will be happy to give it a name for you and put the official DE stamp of approval on it. Let's see. Oh, Maria just repeated what I said. Thank you, Maria. And yeah, we are working with app developers. Maria is saying to fix, or not fix, but to customize our subscription situation. So yeah, I think that's it. Actually, I wonder, I don't think I do. I should have brought it out. I think I might have a sneaky peek for next week that's like a long, like a way ahead of time sneaky peek. But I honestly don't remember where I put it. It's on my shelf somewhere, so I gotta dig that out. Yeah, all right. I feel like I talked enough. New 7-piece sub box. Okay, this is fun. When I put together the newsletter for yesterday, I just have to like whatever come up with stuff, and since now we have 3 sub boxes, I decided to dub them very last minute. Apologies, Maria, I did not clear this with you, but I dubbed it in the newsletter the Roly Trinity of Dice Envy sub boxes. Get it? Roly Trinity? Lots of fun. So we have that now, which is great. Technically we have 6 because we have the 3-year-long prepaids too, but you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, so I guess that's it. Next week, like I said, we'll have Shape Water to show off, and we'll either be talking about Bloodbending Spell or Bloodbending NPC, I think. Now that I've said it out loud, I have to actually do it, so that'll be fun. And yeah, I don't know. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, always feel free to reach out, hello@diceenvy.com, or if you want to talk to me personally, rach@diceenvy.com, RACH. That's it. You guys stay safe. Have a great week. Happy Pride Month, by the way. And yeah, happy rolling. And I will see you next Tuesday. All right. Bye, everybody.